Greetings and gratitude to all life forms and life workers who have found this beautiful runic moment now. Say thank you for being here. You found this broadcast in the future. I say thank you for finding here. Let me get your attention as quick as I can. So, you like runes? I got them. You like messages? They're here. Click to random timestamp in this video, and you will get the specific message for you. It was meant for you. It was intended for you. Click to the moment that is right. I might be long dead. I may have never existed. But somehow you found this broadcast. So I challenge you, pick a timestamp. Pick a code of numbers, a string of numbers. Type it in, and the video should correspond to that string. Depends on how you're typing it in. You might need to click around a little bit, but I hope you do find your cosmic messages. We begin with Virgil. Why? Because I think we should probably, not always, but sometimes we should begin with Virgil. And today is one of those times. Okay, my buddy here, whose power is on the deep sea, and whose waves I'm racing over, I shall place with joy a snow-bright bowl before your altars, here upon this shore, in payment of my vow. I am flinging the parts into the sea and pour the steam of wine. So, this is a prayer to the god of the ocean. And this is sacrifice and liquid transmission through the wine. So, how you choose to honor your deities may change. You may not choose to sacrifice a white calf. I hope you don't. It's much better to just go with the wine on the ground. Is my preference, and there's a few things you can substitute the calf with. I use radish. So, and radish is a deep substitute, but that's just my choice. Now daylight left the sky, and the wild moon in the mid-heaven rode her high wandering car. But duty would not give Arnis rest. Aeneas rest. He held the tiller still shifted sail. Then look. Halfway upon his course, a band of old companions hove in sight. Thy nymphs, whom kind Sibyl had, by her command, transformed the ships to nymphs and given power over to the sea. Swimming abreast they came, parting the waves, as many as one time had piles of bronze and mortared ashore. Far off they were king. They knew their king, and like a dancing chorus, veered across his ship. Once most adept at speaking, Clymondia in his wake took hold of the ship's aft with her left hand and pulled herself up, as her left hand kept her stroke in quiet water. And then she spoke to the still unwaiting captain. Okay, so the nymphs show up in many forms. Don't listen to the negativities of the sea. Comes in waves. Find your own vibration, and don't be afraid to reach out to understand it, but have your own boundaries and your own protection for you and those who care about you. Andrea, I say hello. Beautiful entity. Thank you for showing up here. Would you like rune, book, or intuitive? Hope you're having a beautiful day. Any obstacles, difficulties are actually strengths. Anything that is hard and challenging and not making it happen, people now or in the future know this is something you can use to overcome. This is a skill that you will have later on in your tool belt because you made it through this hard time now. Believe in that and understand that the reason why you were able to make it through all your sufferings in the past is because they were just there to teach you how to heal it and work on it in the future for yourself and for others. I hope you have a wonderful day, Andrea. I'm going to go runes, resin runes, and then you want me to choose and just go all in? Okay. Full intuitive choosing. Tell me when to stop, or I can stop when I feel compelled, Andrea. Your choice. Again. I like the free will choices here. Andrea, thank you for finding the cool side of YouTube. Normally, things will go differently, but because it's just you, until some other person shows up, I'm going to just keep pulling runes. So I'm going to give you extra clarity. So I'm going to start with the 3 that I'm going to do my best to give to everyone. And then I'm just going to keep giving you more clarity until the next person shows up. So understand now it's time for momentum and movement. Have an honor and a respect for your mode of transportation. If you don't have transportation, you have feet, and talk to your feet, talk to your car, talk to your bike, and know that this connection you have with this form of object or yourself is a connection to God. Andrea, you are connected to the universe. You have a high magic, and any difficulties, hell, or problems that arise cannot affect you because they're just making you better. Understand that when you have the God source within, the voice of mind of the universe, nothing is beyond your momentum, nothing is beyond your ability to spin the wheel to make your horse gallop to get that objective. You have a profound way, even when the hailstorm is coming down, to put a bark put some fresh bark over you and your horse, and you ride into the hailstorm and know that neither one is going to get wounded by these mighty chunks of ice falling from the sky. You understand that your speaking of God, your communication with the universe will propel you through any hailstorms, any negativity. Really visualize this in your mind. A person who needs a cross a large distance during a hailstorm. What do? They sit, they meditate, they speak to God. God says, outside is bark on an old tree. Take that bark and multiple smaller pieces and wrap it around you and your horse in twine. The person wraps it in twine. They mount the horse. They say, thank you, horse. They connect to this beautiful transportation they have. They say, thank you, horse. And they ride farther into the hailstorm. Mighty chunks of ice, size of bowling balls, falling from the sky, many smaller pieces, debris, fractured pieces of trees and other things breaking, chunks of the bark breaking off, but it's so thick that it's protecting the rider, Andrea. Galloping towards their goal, towards the thing that they need, which is the message of God. They're continuing to progress, they're continuing to move forward, understanding this. Okay, I'm going to keep going for you, Andrea. Tell me when to stop. Do you want a painting or a resin rune board? For more clarity, we're going to break out the rune boards. Which rune board do you prefer, resin or painting? Or do you want me to choose? Because if I choose, I'll do both. Because if we're going to keep building on this, okay, both. Okay, tell me when to stop, or I can stop when I feel compelled. Andrea, you're about to get some cosmic runic messages. I hope you're ready to deal with the universal information that's about to be dispensed. So here we go. You can say stop, or I can stop when I feel compelled. Powerful individual. Here we go. 3, 2, breath. Hello. Okay, very importantly, you feel like your flaming passion, your excitement, that fire of joy of God, of speaking universal consciousness into life is not happening in the way you want it to. This is because somehow you feel you're not connected to the sun. You feel like you're not getting enough sunlight, you're not getting enough outside energy because of the pandemic. And because of this, a lack of energy, lack of connection to other people, to your own child, you might be separated from, or one of your parents. And this idea of being disconnected from family or disconnected from the planet or the sun because of different isolation factors can really affect your mental health, and really understand that you are strong enough to find those people who can help you, to find that different sources that can really express to you that you are strong enough to hold that torch, to hold that flag at the same time, and understand the joy of both, of holding a flag and a torch at the same time, and what that means of that. It's a very powerful alchemical symbol if you're interested in that. But there's the meaning of having something that brings happiness, inspiration, and joy, something that brings light, warmth, connection, and inspiration. And when you hold both separate but close, and when if you're good, if you're a fire juggler, and then you're also um, a flag tosser of the highest degree, you can really master this juggling art of taking the flag and spinning it. And if you ever wanted to do magical color guard, that's probably where you go. You got a torch and you got a flag. Don't burn anything and make it look cool. It's not very easy. So I say thank you, Andrea, for doing a really good job of keeping the triangular balance. Okay, I'm going to add another rune. You can say stop, or I can stop when I feel compelled. How does this resonate here? How does it make you feel, Andrea? I'm the psychologist now. How does that make you feel? Greetings to anyone now or in the future. Please understand, person in the future, you are connected to all of mankind. If not, you wouldn't be here. Understand that mankind has its own unique way of resurrecting its past into a new frequency going forward. Man can really take what once was and make it better in a unique way. Understand mankind, but know mankind is constantly developing. Andrea, we're having a you party, a party just for you. So I hope you enjoy this very universal, public, intimate session of one person on the internet. Thank you for finding my unique space on the World Wide Web. People don't call it that anymore. I like calling it. A healer can only heal themselves. By healing themselves, they can then inspire others to heal themselves through the teachings of the said healer. So I appreciate the kind compliment. Okay, here's your next rune. You are the flame, the torch, the light. You hold this infinite thing inside you, with you, always. It's this flame You know that Christian song, "This Little Light of Mine," and I'm going to let it shine. I'm going to let it shine. This is that vital fire of the universe. This is that transformation bursting in heat and radiance. This is that beacon that shows you the thought, that shows you the sight and thought together in a way that is not seen in another way, that shows you creativity. Find inspiration now. Okay? Your inspiration is going to be really about dawn. Find a way to do stories or paintings or photography at dawn. When you create at dawn, you are working with the magic of Mother Earth, and she is amplifying any creative endeavor when you perform it as the sun is rising in the morning. That is the next message from the runes, is to perform dawn magic. Or dawn rituals or dawn ceremonies or dawn songs or dawn meditations, by connecting to the dawn and holding your flaming torch and be like, hey, I'm having a great time. I'm happy to be here at dawn. I'm glad to be the light. When the darkness is here, but before the light of the sun shows up, there's a middle ground. I'm going to be that one person, be like, hey, I got a torch. You want to come and hang out with my torch? If you got a stick, you can touch it to my stick, and then you also have a torch. Okay, Andrea, you can say stop, or I can stop when I feel compelled. For the next room. We're in extra bonus time, Andrea, so it's just you now, so. The wagon. Momentum in the highest form, the spinning wheel of the universe. The idea of the actions you take of travel, of evolution, changes you and changes the whole world. The idea that people are waiting for you to act, and then they will act. Because the world of the rhythm, the dance of the universe, is something that you are tapped into. You are able to have the power to create your reality, in which very few people are able to do. And within you, and always as you can hold in your personal rhythm, you can feel this identity of the destination. What is this destination you want to achieve? How can you visualize it now? How can you bring this destination in now? Anyone in now or in the future? My question to you, audience member, personally, I'm pointing you out. My question is, the thing you want the most, the thing that you desire the very most, how can you make it happen right now? Why does it have to wait? Why can't it be right now? See, I want to be a galactic broadcaster. Well, I'm doing it right now. Why can't it be right now? Why can't we celebrate this now? Because we are, in our own ways. Okay. So you have a horse-drawn wagon. So you are double expedient in your manifestation. Like, if you want something, it's getting faster. Have you ever, Andrea, thought of someone and then they called you, or if you saw a picture of them, or you heard the same name on TV or radio, or some weird stuff like that, where somehow you know something that you should know right before you would find out it, and it's kind of like startling. You're like, I don't understand that, but that definitely just happened. I don't want to deny the fact that it just happened, but the fact that I don't understand what just happened is kind of... And that's the fascinating part of it, right? And I say thank you for being here, Andrea. I'll give you the hands. There you go. Is that high five or praying? Everyone uses it as praying, but I think it actually means high five. So your pentagram of the universe, your 5-pointed elemental graph, is telling you definitely that any obstacles can be overcome through your sheer force of will, of making it happen through perseverance instead of immediately overcoming it. Hold your torch through the darkness and understand that your joy, excitement, and knowledge of the universe is so profound. Question, Andrea, do you want a book message now? I can totally pivot and go right into books. And maybe that might change the frequency and more people will find this obscure internet broadcast. I follow the runic way of weird, W-Y-R-D. So it's the weird philosophy. The idea is the reality you create for yourself. I take from all religions and all philosophies, and I find the things that connect them all, the universal truths between all of them of comparative religion study, and I do my best in philosophy of religion and theologically to compile the most structured information base I can. And as I develop and learn more, my information base changes, and different things come in and out of my philosophy, my ethics, and my religion. Does that answer? Hello, universe. I say thank you for finding this broadcast. Some people thought long ago there was no hope. There was nowhere left to go. But they sailed to the sea. Through the stormy nights, through each moment, they felt the blight, the cold winter's night in the middle of the ocean. But someone had the sight. They could look into the sea. They could look into the ruins, and they could know that on the other side was a mighty land. They ended up, and God only knows, these bearded men of white showed up in a different sight, in a different place that they could ever see, a different reality. They disbarked their vessel and withheld the heart from which man would dwell, echoing the oceanic swell. They mingled with these people all too well. Over time, the skin colors did change. The people did know the echoes of the names, the Nordic symbols, the runes, and the sand and mud and clay. Hundreds of years, people still say, did the Vikings find America on that day? No one can really fully define it, rhyme it, or identify it. But it's just a story, a poem, an echo of the mind of the thoughts of the universe, the mind of the concepts. How many things happen that we don't understand, and what is the thumbprint that is left on the land? Hello, Ray of Filth. I hope you enjoyed the poem. If anybody wants poem, type in poem. I'll give you a special one-of-a-kind intuitive poem that you will not hear from anyone else. I can guarantee that. Andrea, I'm a lighthouse keeper. I'm the torchbearer like you. I hold the flame of the universe. Let it not die out generation after generation. For the kind ministers of love. Yeah, feel free to rewatch this video, Andrea. There's a lot of powerful messages that you will find on multiple viewings. Ray of Thoth, please read the pinned message so I can give you a reading. Kind, awesome, universal deity in which I pray to in a human form based on a YouTube username. I say thank you, Cosmic24. May you open the universal knowledge in which you hold. Rune 2. Okay, do you want you got 4 options. You got 5 options. Here you go. One for each of the directions. Okay. Option number 1, no rune board. Option number 2, I choose. Option number 3, resin. Option number 1. Option number 1 is painting. Option number 2 is some other option I can't think of that you probably know of, Ray of Filth. So choose one of those options, and I'll do my best to remember so we can get it right. I hope you are having fun at this time at night. You can also tell me when to stop. Just say stop. For anyone now or in the future, if you want to say stop, you can. Okay, define option number 4, Mr. Filth. Thank you for being a kind father. On your YouTube, it's very evident that you care about your children, and that is a powerful thing. I was not blessed with a father like that, so I just want to acknowledge, like from one masculine to another. I'm a very feminine masculine, but to one masculine to another, I say thank you for showing what it means to be a masculine to the next generation. Ray of Filth. Okay, that was a message from the divine masculine. Okay, I'm going to choose resin on top of painting. Okay. So you are about to birth large quantities of wealth into your life through some type of business endeavor. It's going to bring you much joy and passion, but you have to have a lot of strength to make it happen. If any hellstorms or negativity try to affect you and your family, know you are protected and you will survive. Any chunks of ice falling from the sky will not destroy you and the things you have built. You are able to maintain this structure, and the universe won't wipe you off the face of the earth because you are protected and wealthy enough to afford the protections needed to not be destroyed by natural disasters. Because any disaster of any kind, you are birthing enough wealth and abundance to protect yourself and your family from this, because you don't have to just worry about you. You have to worry about your tribe, your whole 24-piece unit. And I say double dozen, friend. Know you're strong enough. Know you have that strength. You are the powerful, unyoked ox. Be that strength. Love it within you. Echo that light throughout the universe. Feel it and hold it in. When you sing, when you broadcast your energy on the internet. I know it's scary. I feel the backlash. I know. That's why I've been missing. I understand Ray of Filth. Sometimes there's a wave, there's a in and out. But when we do it because we love doing it, we get a different reaction compared to when we do it because other people want us to do it and we care what they think. See, I struggled with that for a long time, Ray of Filth. And I recently came to this beautiful realization that I will happily share is I'm doing it to have fun. So Andrea, thank you. I had a great, fun time giving you a reading. People in the future, I hope you're having a good, fun time watching this now. So, do you want to say hello, distant moderator? Do you want to post a link to your YouTube channel? Because one of your subscribers is...
I know. Hi, Rune. You're talking.
Am I echoing?
Super excited.
Done.
My bad.
Hellstorm landed on the ground. Okay. This one?
I don't know. I'm just picking a spot. I didn't realize there were still
It's
room.
wealth, abundance, and the spot you picked was birth, creation, making, artistic form from mind into physical.
Cool. I just
Like
made 12 bracelets tonight, so what's something?
You can post a link to your art in the thing, moderator power, and I'll show it up on the screen. Click. So Ray of Thoth says, "Thank you for your kind words. Doing the best I can to be the best father I can. My father was very distant in many ways, breaking the cycles. You are changing the DNA structure of our planet, Mr. Thoth. So may the frost come to your barefoot soul, and may it echo through you always." Celebration to my goddess over here. Very cold. See, whenever she's cold, I'm not cold. And whenever I'm hecka cold, like, yo, Mr. Self, she's super cold. So I feel like I'm picking up a different sunlight, a different ray of light than she is. Maybe it has to do with my self magic. I feel like Ra shines a different light on Self than he does on everyone else. But that's just a theory, a mythology theory. Stay tuned for future series Mythology Theory, in which the Third Eye Lion discusses strange theories that he just came up with based on mythology that no one else can substantiate whatsoever. Do you want a bracelet reading? Anyone? Uncut? You want some uncut bracelet readings? Are they uncut?
Totally uncut.
Okay. How many?
Oh, 11. But some of them are duplicates.
That's fine. Duplicates are fine. Just give me a number. Okay, everybody who's here.
Oh, 12.
Well, take out one of the duplicates. And just stick with the 11. No, one of these. One of the multi duplicates.
Yeah, those aren't all multi-duplicates.
Okay. And Ray of Self, understand deeply and forever that your artistic tableau of life echoes throughout the universe and creates more waves around you. Okay, we got magic bracelet time. Are you ready for bracelet time, Mr. Self? Everyone, if you want a bracelet, it's limited time offer. You gotta act on it now. Choose 1 through 11.
Okay, BT.
What? No, it's not.
I'm messing with you.
Don't do that. I'm in a heck of a sepsis state right now.
Oh.
I took it way too seriously. I'm like, okay. Thank you for the rune reading. I have learned within and without that I am protected in many ways, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you, kindness, Phil. Okay, number 7. Okay, you are volcanic in nature only when your chakras are aligned. Find a way to work with your own inner alignment from the bottom up, and within you is the answer that you've been looking. Is that volcanic eruption when you have that passion, like Lumeria, when you love something so deeply inside you, you can share it to the universe. You can tell I'll bring him in. You can tell the whole universe of your eruptions. You can feel the skulls. You can feel the hematite. You can feel that vibration of you. The cracks make you beautiful. Way of Self. All of the negative things we label, all of the problems of your videos, I love. I think your videos are great. And every time you apologize or say, oh, I don't like that thing in your video, me watching as a cosmic self mage, I'm like, dude, that's my favorite part. I'm like, I can't tell you that in person because I don't know you in person, but I'll tell you it now. So my favorite parts of your video is the parts of your video in which you feel bad enough about that you have to say something about. Because if you didn't say anything about that things, I would be like, yo, that was awesome. That's the volcanic stuff I'm talking about. Just let weird things erupt and just go with it. They'll make an island in 1,000 years. It's cool. 3 people here. If you're here, please choose a number 1 through 11 because now's your time. Bracelet time is the most precious bracelet time. Bracelet time will probably show up at another time, but now it's bracelet time. Do you want books? Anybody say book 1 through 5 if you want. I'm just going to keep this comment up on the screen. I think it's great. So if you want to read an awesome paragraph, There you go. People in the future. There's your paragraph. I hope you enjoy it. I do. Thank you, Ray Phil, for the cool paragraph that is definitely remaining up on the screen. So someone else says something awesomer, which is going to be hard to beat because that's a really cool paragraph. So you win paragraph award. Good job, Mr. Phil. Is it okay if I call you that? Like, what is your name, bro? I don't even know your name. Like, is your name Ray? My name is Yule. I can show you by going like this. There you go. Me. And then we go paragraph. Ha ha! And then I'll go duck. Until I have enough money to pay for the duck to leave. And then all kinds of cool things happen. Once that duck leaves, we're going to unlock a whole new world. So, at some point, this duck's going to be gone. And then the whole broadcast world is a different place. The universe opens up. So, 3 people, thank you. Okay, Cameron, thank you for being here. Is it okay if I call you Mr. Thoth, though? I still kind of want to keep calling you that. But, Cameron, I will also call you Cameron from time to time. It's just good to know. Good to know that. That's a great paragraph. You keep beating yourself with even better paragraphs, yo. You're the paragraph master. Just like Thoth, the god of writing. Yeah, totally. Not shocked at all that the god of writing is giving us crazy, awesome paragraphs for the whole world to see. Hello, world. Thank you, 2 people, for choosing to be here. The rest of the world, thank you for finding this video at a later date. You were loved. If you wanted a bracelet, well, here it is. Be that pink, beautiful, sparkly girl. Be that feminine person you want to be. Love your tiny wrists. Don't judge yourself because of others. That self-judgment, that self-care, that self-acceptance, that self-work pays off. Why? Because when you can evaluate yourself with kindness, compassion, understanding, yes, I struggle with it. I'm not no master of it. But when you can really work on it, it pays dividends. It really does. Because as time progresses, it just builds, right? The wheel keeps spinning, it gets momentum, the hill gets steeper, never ends, you keep going faster. The wheel becomes atom, and the atoms become vibrations in the universe, and the wheel never stops. It just gets faster. So I say thank you for getting faster, whatever you may be. Thank you, Cameron, for seeing from sea to shining sea. Let them be free of judgment. It doesn't mean anything if you find separation. If you feel like you're not connected to others, that's not a bad thing. But you can be if you want to be. But if you like that disconnection, if you feel that solitariness is your hermit path, celebrate that and honor that. But sometimes the hermit needs to go into the town for supplies. And when that happens, it changes everyone in the town. And find this celebration of that. So thank you, Cameron. If you're still here, anyone here, say here. I'll give your here message. To the Temple of Thoth in the strange version in the weird space of the internet. Ray of Thoth, if you're here, what was your opinion on the poem? And say poem if you want your own specialized Temple of Thoth poem. I have it written right up here for the next time you showed up. Just say poem, and if you want runic poems, so type in runic poem. Those are 2 totally different things. You just get an intuitive poem, say poem. say runic poem, say RP, and I'll be like, oh, cool, runic poem. Self is a title given or chosen, meaning the highest mind of the universe. So thank you for having that title. I know your human embodiments. I've seen your broadcasts. I enjoy them deeply. You are very human, I'll tell you that. But you're also not, bro. You're just also not at all. So you're like me, dude. We're like, I'm pretty certain that's a human, but I'm like, but it might just not be. But it might be like, yo, what if there's humans on other planets? What if we are the aliens, Mr. Thoth? Throughout in time and space, in all Egyptian stories, it is said that Thoth and many of the gods take human forms. They're so powerful entities that they can incarnate as humans and still exist as gods. And some gods like becoming humans to play the game. The Maya. The illusion. Come back down to the density to play peekaboo. That's how we're connected, Mr. Thoth. Long ago, in the ancient pantheons, the ancient temples, libraries of Thoth, there were priests and priestesses who would read and study hierophants, the highest knowledge of the land, would sit and learn at the feet of the master, with their ears opened as the lips spoke, knowing this ageless cosmic wisdom, connected to the timeless immortal coil of all space and time, within the echoing of the bird god, as the ibis would hunt for scarabs, and as the sun would come and the moon would follow, the magic of the universe would come in the cosmic game of hide and seek, breaking the veil of the peekaboo of light. Many times these people would incarnate, and they would always feel a connection to Thoth, Hermes, Mercury, Odin. When they would see these names, they would hear these frequencies. They could sense some deep, ancient connection to it. They couldn't understand. They couldn't feel it. Didn't make any sense. But it was echoing. It was becoming more. It was transforming every second. Every breath became something totally different. But as we live in this time now, in the year 2021, Mr. Thoth, there's not many of us still holding the flame of Thoth, the truest flame. There's a lot of false flames, Thoth, but none of those are here right now, because this is not a space for them. They would die out instantly in the backdraft in which we produce Mr. Thoth. So I call forth the divine Tahuti. May the baboon god come forth in his infinite form and share the wisdom, guard the lips, and speak only the highest cosmic truth. The god of writing asks if anyone wants a message now, 1 through 5, for your book message. There was a concept, and I used to find it really fascinating, Mr. Thoth. It's called obscura. The idea that when something is obscure, it is more powerful. The idea that the less known an object, an idea, a concept of any kind, the more powerful it becomes based on the concept of obscurity. When something is obscured, it's not fully visible, it's not fully understood, and it's not fully comprehended, but there's a draw, a mystery to it that not everybody has, but certain people have, and it's an ageless thing that never ends. Just continued throughout all time. Enjoy your 3D game, and I hope you enjoy. Do you do astral travel / lucid dreaming when you're sleeping? Are you one of those people, Mr. Thoth? Is that one of your gifts? Also, are you what? No, what? Really? I knew it. That's hilarious, Mr. Thoth. There you go. Okay, the Corpus Hermeticum, Initiation in Hermetics. The Hermetica of Hermes Trismegistus is a picture of Thoth right there on the cover. People in the future, if you want to know who Mr. Thoth, the deity I'm referencing of Egyptian mythology, and all of these deep, deep poems I'm citing, come from this line of metaphoric thought. So, Mr. Thoth, please say stop. As I read from the book in which you have written, here's another picture of the god. So this is the only Thoth-related book out of the 5. All the other books are more alchemical in nature. Thank you for being here, kind Mr. Thoth. You've made my day. See, whether or not you did it intentionally, I pray to the entity in which inhabits you. So somehow you were just drawn here based on my prayers. Okay, the key. Hermes. This is a direct quote from Hermes. My yesterday's disclosures, logos, I did devote to thee, apathesis, and so 'tis only right I should devote to stay to tie. And this is more because 'tis the abridgment of the general sermons, logi, which he has addressed to him, God the Father, God the Good, and that tat hath the same nature, and more exactly the energy. For nature is precedent of growth, and uses of things that change, but mobile and immobile, that is to say, both human and divine. Each one of he willeth into being, but energy consists in something else, as we have shown in treating the rest, both things, divine and human things, which things we ought to have in mind when treating of the good. God's energy is then his will. Further, his essence is to the will, the being of all things. For what is God the Father and the good, but the to be of all that are not yet, nigh, substance self of everything that is. This, then, is God. This, Father, this is good. To him is added not all of the rest, and through the cosmos, that is to say, the Son, is all shall himself to them, and that share in him. Yet so far is he not to the cause of good into the lives. He is not even of their living. So that if he be a sire, he is entirely so by consumption of the good of goods of the good of goodwill, apart from which nor being nor becoming could nor be. Goodwill is the supreme force of the universe. The universal force of creation and causation of God is will of kindness, of understanding, acceptance, peace, harmony, and perception. Within you is this, and as it amplifies and as it magnifies, it transcends throughout time and space. Mr. Thoth, and you hold the key, and it amplifies throughout in so many ways that you may not completely fathom. But that Thothian magic, that idea of God inward, is so dense. Yes, lost in the layers of time. Yes. Would you like wood or resin? Jai Japad? Leopard? Jaja Leopard? Would you like either one? Anyone now or in the future? Thank you, Mr. Thoth. I appreciate your kind vibrations. Person, now or in the future, you have powerful gifts. You have many things that you can do. You have so much sacrifice and generosity. Honor that. Give yourself in your relationships and so much in your life. Find that balance. Balance is not something that can easily be found. Within you, it comes and flow. It's a wave. It's never a perfect balance, but it's an echoing balance. It's a balance that radiates throughout the universe. No, sorry. You can say stop, Jai Jai Leopard. Or I can stop when I feel compelled. That was for anyone now or in the future. Here's your specific one. GG Leopard. Okay. Okay, do you want painting? Which one do you choose? Painting or resin? Thank you, Cameron. And I appreciate you very much for all that you do on the path. Okay, you really feel like you need money right now, GG Leopard? And this is a good, reasonable thing. We're in a pandemic. There's a lot of reasons why you feel like you need money. But what you actually need is a connection to God. Because the more you connect to God, whatever that God is to you, however you define God, the more you connect to whatever that is, the more the abundance, the wealth you need will come in. What you really, really need is that connection to source. Know you are moving quickly throughout your DNA. You're really like finding new activations and changes of DNA, and things are changing in unique forms. you also need to birth in the new. You need to change the way you've been doing things in the past. There's a real need to change, to transform, to realign to what you want instead of what you've had, and connect to letting it birth into. Sometimes birth is painful, sometimes birth is rough, but when that birth happens, GG Leopard, it really allows us to set something forward into the next relation, to the next universe, because that's what needs is to things to continue to process. So find within you that you deserve this money you need to birth in this new life, and by doing so you will get all you've wanted. Connect inwardly and look at yourself, and critically but kindly find yourself and see what the answer truly is within you. It's there. It's cosmic in always. Thank you, GG Leopard, for understanding that you are changing. You have what you need already there, and you just have to open it. You have to find it. It's been lost. But it can't not be found. It's always somewhere. It's just a little profound, right? Okay. Last call. GG, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, let's end it with the great 2 paragraphs. I'm going to read these paragraphs from the great god of writing. Here we go. Mr. Thoth says, aligning my free will with divine will every day. See, I offer the free will. That's great. See you me on that same page. I like that. Okay. Healing my broken pieces, the broken pieces without. Service to others, but not. No. Well, thank you, dude. I say Cameron, bro. I had a roommate named Cameron, and that's how I'm going to remember your name. So I got you, Cam. Violet Ann, you showed up at the right time. Ha. I'm so glad you showed up, Miss Violet Ann. They say these hills have eyes, but some people have paranoia. But nah, I'm cool with it. I know the hills have eyes, and sometimes I wink at them because they wink back. Let's celebrate the good news. Mr. Thoth, if you're here, please, you can post your link before you vanish into the slumber realm. I didn't see your comment about that. Okay. Miss Violet Antero, thank you so much for being here. And I have been studying the magic of your culture in many different ways. The 3 things I've been really focusing on is Grail alchemy, the Druid way, and general English magic of many forms. And I've been doing a lot of homework, Violet Ann, and find it fascinating, beyond belief sometimes, how one nation could have so much magic in it. How every time we think of magic, it's probably connected to the Isles. And it's very strange, but powerful, and I love it. I don't know if strange is the right word, but there's a risk of a magical path, and I'm not afraid to acknowledge that. But I am happy to share my readings to anyone who walks that path and knows that they are protected in their own unique way. So thank you for finding this obscure internet broadcast, Miss Violet Antero. Would you like runes, books, poems, intuitive messages of any kind? I would love to offer that to you. It's a more intimate setting, Miss Violet Ann. It's intimate but live all over the internet. Okay, well, I will definitely check that stuff out. Holy moly, there's giants? I didn't get to giants yet. Whoa. I'm like Ogums and runes, and I just love the idea of ley lines, and it's just such a fascinating. There's like bookshops that have like books that were like ancient, and then you got John D, my homie Mr. John D. And I'm learning more of the alchemy path as well. A carved man on a hillside. Wow, that's a pilgrimage if I've ever heard of one, rather than. Would you like wood or resin? Or book? I'm having a fun time, and this is not a mainstream broadcast, rather than you're a very mainstream reader, and I think that's great, and I enjoy that, and I feel it's fine, but I'm experimenting in the more Twilight Zone, lone, intimate aspects of the internet, and very strange magics that are happening now. Wood. Okay, tell me to stop, or I can stop when I feel compelled. Would you like painting or resin as your rune board? Or no rune board at all? Or I can choose. Let me know privately, Violet, if you ever want to collaborate on any of these topics about the giants or any of the English magic systems. I find that so fascinating. Me too. I understand where you're coming from. I have a lot of past and future life with that stuff, but I know that in this life, I really got to be the best wizard I can be. Human Wizard Live is basically what I have to do every day, and I'm happy to be a wizard, and I won't hide it anymore. I hid it for a while, and I'm coming out of the broom closet, Violet Ann. Okay, do you want painting or resin as your rune board? Your actions affect all of mankind. You are doing magic. Like, here's the thing: you don't feel comfortable talking about your magic, but guess what? You are doing crazy, awesome, powerful cosmic magic. Like, literally, the uncertain mystery, the hidden occult magics of destiny, of matters of the future, of your path, that feminine mystery, that loot, the feminine fertility of creation, of making that unknown magic of the universe, of the mysterious force of mankind. Your actions affect so much, and when you step in your magic and you stand as a witch, you normalize it and you make it easier for the witches to come after you, because that is what the deep gift you have is, to really help with the ancestry. You're going to leave a legacy. You're going to inherit something very soon, and you will leave an inheritance. When you leave this world, people will inherit from all of the great things you've done on your path of normalizing and making it easier to be magical, and what it means to affect all mankind with that magic, because you're such a powerful reader. With every breath you have, every step you have, you are connected to the edge of the dragon. You feel mankind is going in a negative direction, but with your magic and your connection, you can change that flow. You can make that different. Bring the ancestry of your darkness, of your negativity, but step forward, move past that, and let your legacy be the fact that you overcame all of this negative trauma of being a witch in the past, and you have shown other people who walk the same path as you that there's another way, that they don't have to be the way they were in past lives or future lives. They get to be a unique life this time. They get to feel it and hold it in a unique way. And that's the power of witchcraft. That is the magic of being a true good witch. And it's knowing what that means to be good and what God means by good. And God is good. And so is the type of witches I associate with. So thank you, Violet Ann, for being a good witch, at least in my book. If not, I wouldn't associate with you. I could spot that a mile away, and you wouldn't be able to be in this broadcast anyway, because I'm holding such a flaming torch of the universe. Violet Ann, I'm the lighthouse keeper for the lost souls of the cosmos, and I think I understand that the power of obscurity. Some people are meant to be popular, and some people are meant to be obscure. I feel like that's my path, and I like it. I love being obscure. Oh man, does that make me happy? My favorite video you ever made, Violet Ann, was "Love Your Small Channel." I watched it like 10 times when you weren't uploading new videos, and I was like, I had to get my Violet Ann fix. I was like, I need my reading. I need my reading. I watched that "Love Your Small Channel" video like multiple times. And I'm like, yeah, I do love my small channel. I think it's rad. My 400 people. And if I have 500 people, that's even awesome. If I have 5 million people, that's going to be hard for me to have intimate, personal internet moments with cosmic, cool people like you. So I'm happy to have that. And when I can't anymore, I'm still going to shout out to Violet Ann if there's 1 million people watching or 0. So thank you for being here. Something really I would like to read from this book about tarot, because this is your path. Okay, so it says right here. Okay, tarot, mirror of the soul. Tarot is a path of enlightenment, a way to realize the starlight within you. It teaches you to see things as they really are. James Wallace, Voyager Tarot. The tarot first appeared in the Renaissance. Okay. The first exercise. A magician is someone who is wise. All the great spiritual traditions have developed methods of self-inquiry to pursue the goals of wisdom, and many of the modern methods of psychotherapy, such as psychoanalysis, can also help us deepen our self-knowledge. Magic offers tools for this as well, such as astrology, numerology, palmistry, and tarot. In astrology, 12 types of persons are described based on their zodiac sign. Numerology, there are 9 or 11 character types, and in the tarot, there are 16, depicted in the court cards of the 4 suits. We're going to use the tarot to deepen our self-knowledge by determining which of the 16 tarot personality types we belong to. So I'm not going to get into it, but there's really a lot of magic in working with the tarot as archetypal vibrations for both storytelling and personal growth and connection based on which of these archetypes we connect to. The busy's good. Don't be sad. It's good to be busy, Violet Ann. Busy like a bee. It's great to be busy. There's no sadness, at least on my end. But I watched that multiple times because I think it's rad. Like, that's such a cool concept to make a video on. It's like, it makes me so happy to watch it. Because, like, it's sometimes you forget, at least for me, I forget to, like, acknowledge how grateful I am to have a small channel. And if I would have blown up, I wouldn't be able to have an awesome, great time doing it. Well, I hope it's doing what it should. I hope you feel great as it should. Okay, last call for another powerful mage of the universe to show up. So, uh, on so Violet Ann, this is like a magic chamber. Like, since you've been gone, my YouTube videos are no longer anywhere like they were before. It's basically an experimental alchemy chamber on the internet. So I'm just a lone alchemist on the internet, just running cosmic experiments, alchemical experiments on anybody who chooses to click on this video, which is with consent of their free will. And there's not a lot of people, but there's always some. There's always some. And I always make certain to have a great time doing it. And I say thank you for being part of it. So I believe deeply in all of us is all of the tarot. It's always here. We're always the tarot. The tarot's always going to be with us. But we don't need to work with it all the time. And it has so many purposes. So I'm not working with it. I'm working more with the runes. Why? Because I feel like, one, there's not enough rune readers, and there's way more tarot readers than there are rune readers. And almost every rune reader can probably read tarot, and a lot of tarot readers can read runes. So I want to bridge that gap. I feel like they're so close. If you know what you're doing, you should be able to draw the runes on your tarot deck, and it should amplify your reading. But very few people can actually do that or want to do that. And that's probably some high-level magic anyway that very few people even want to endeavor. So I say thank you, whoever you are, for finding this broadcast and choosing to endeavor long enough to find this transmission. So may your light shine, oh mysterious stranger. I say keep on questing. Whoever, wherever, and however you are loved in so many ways. I'm going to check out this man on the hill. I will look up the giants. And there's a lot of fascinating things in that country, Violet Ann. I have a very strong mission to go to England. I'm being called there. I'm being drawn there in the highest way. Yeah, it's a very Violet Ann. Let me give you a runic poem. Here's your runic poem to end this broadcast. For anyone now or in the future who found this broadcast, but especially Violet Ann. As Freya made her sacrifices, as she decided to take the necklace of gold, she decided to feel the cold in the gaze of her husband. She would feel her connection to the universe heightened. She would sense the power in her veins. She would feel it. From her cuticle to the very bottom of her glorious mane, she would see it, be known in fame. She would bring forth the divine names. So many names lost to the spoken tongue. Somewhere, maybe amidst all the frost, somewhere so deep and lost. But as this frost melts, as the sun shines, the different moon comes in, and it has its different tides. The wagon wheel spins, and the cosmic universe collides. The divine, infinite universe aligns. I say thank you all, divine universe, who have found this broadcast. I say thank you. Now is your time. Say Rune if you want your Rune. If not, this broadcast will end. 3 people. Wow. Semi-pregnant woman sitting at a magic hill. Sounds fascinating. Like, in the highest way that makes me super interested to, like, spend 35 hours studying it. I tell you, Violet Ann, every person from England I've ever met had a unique type of magic compared to any American I met. The Americans are magic in a different way, but it seems like you grow up in cultured magic, where in here the magic is acquired. Like, I had to choose my magic. The magic didn't choose me, but over there the magic chooses you, is what I heard. I am quite well. Miriam, would you like a runic message? If so, just please say stop, and I will happily give it to you now. Violet Ann, when we make a video collaboration, that's a great topic we should do, about the young woman who sits on a hill. A pregnant woman. Is she pregnant with a giant child? If so, ow. Okay, Miriam. Mariam. Am I saying it right? If not, please type in the phonetics. And yeah, I know about a lot of the Buffalo talk, and the native spiritual path as well. Okay, Miriam, you feel like you are protected by the sun, and this is why you're allowed to be happy. This is a gift of happiness, of light, of perfect protection and alignment in all that you do. Your gift is light, it's sunlight, is bright, passionate glory that is so profound in so many ways that people are blinded by it. They can't see your success. They don't understand your victory. They don't want to acknowledge all of your higher self and your subconscious self working in perfect harmony. They don't want to see your flaming sword of cleansing fire, because you're such a divine force. It's so easy to not notice you or to be blinded by you. This is your gift, though. This is the highest thing, that your sacrifice, your energy. You are so strong that your strength is doubled. You have double strength. You are not just one ox, you are the whole group of oxen, constantly being able to overcome negativity, to allow this moment, this beautiful overcoming force to break through, Miriam, and make it happen with that light, that joy, that excitement, that passion from the inside into the outside, making it crack the egg so the whole universe sees that beautiful omelet that is made afterwards. Thank you for being strong enough to make it happen, Miriam. And I'm just one person giving you a cosmic hug. To you, Violet Ann, and anyone here. So I say thank you, mysterious strangers. Keep on questing, and I look forward to finding you in the next broadcast. I go live each day. From now on is my goal in these strange weird broadcasts. I'm going to start calling them weird ramblings. For anyone who knows what that is, it's here, and I am. So I say thank you. You are loved, and I see you on the other side.